Oosh. So, what's happening, people? We have leg day on the cards today. But first, we will probably go and grab a coffee. Pick Mark up actually, because his car's actually broke down. And I've actually got some more steps to do. Today, definitely going to cover a couple of things. I've done a little bit of prep update just recently now. But definitely want to cover a couple more approaches to the prep, which we will be going through. So again, I'll cover a little bit on Meg's prep and how she's getting on and what I've just done with her, and how I like to play my cards when it comes to coming down, and a little bit of a brief overview on prep as to what it should look like to make most out of it, especially with working with a couple of clients, especially very experienced clients that are very used to having a very short prep. Definitely is a bit of an eye-opener for them, taking the time and actually starting a longer prep. So I'll take you through a little bit what I've done with Meg this year's prep, and it's actually resulted in having some, you know, amazing results. I'll show you actually a picture on the side with what we did beginning of the prep to now, and you know, that's been with zero, you know, use of any androgens, still, you know, half natty, so you know, nothing like that used. As many of you probably think, oh my God, she must be, you know, doing all sorts because she's grown so much and, you know, and she's been dieting. That's not the case. It's just about playing your cards right and, you know, using the right tools at the right time with training and nutrition. And believe me now, training and nutrition is actually, believe it or not, you know, that is actually what grows the muscle, not just what people do other than that. So, you know, we will try and debunk some of the myths, because I absolutely despise people thinking that, you know, certain people, individuals only make progress down to the supplementation, when that's just not the case. So, you know, I want to definitely discuss that a little bit. And then obviously we're going to have leg day and stuff anyway, but right now I actually have got some more steps to do as part of my daily routine, step routine. So I will go out by myself and get it done. So yeah, I think it's a little bit warm for the dogs, so I'll leave them be today. For now, and I'll probably take them out again later, for sure. Yeah, Meg's actually doing some work, so I have to tie my own shoelaces. Not ideal at all. Oh, let's go. Right, so a couple of things I definitely want to cover that's very undervalued when it comes to bodybuilding, and that's the importance of structure and routine and actually being disciplined. And that's something that I actually lacked quite a lot. You know, I always tick the boxes in my previous years, but due to the nature of jobs I had when I was younger, obviously I was coaching at one time and doing the doors, my whole body clock was just terrible, and I kind of stayed in that routine probably up until, you know, sometime last year. So the main thing that many people fail is through just lack of the discipline and structure and routine. So the way we're going to look at this is, it's very simple. If you're going to bed at all different times every single night, your quality of sleep is never going to be great. If you're waking up and going to bed at all different times, your meal timing is never going to be great. So, you know, two most important things in bodybuilders are nutrition and recovery. That's going straight out the window. So that's simply down to just lack of discipline and structure, and that's the biggest thing I have to work with a lot of people. And it literally is as simple as just getting it done. Like, if you want it bad enough, you will force yourself to get in a routine and force that habit along, and it will be a massive game changer moving forward as well, in terms of how you feel and how productive you will be across every basis of your life. So it's a no-brainer, but to get your arse in gear and actually sort your shit out. Like, I came to a place where, you know, I needed to do it for myself, and it was the best thing I've ever done, because it's allowed me to be far more productive and make far more progress in and out of the gym. So for me, you know, every single day is a mirror image of another day. And that's how it always will be, because that's where I feel the most comfortable, and that's when I know I make the most progress as well. So that is my biggest game changer for me when it comes to progression. And moving back to the point where and why and how Meg made the most progress this year, and how she managed to make so much progress is we put so much emphasis on the recovery, nutrition, digestion, making sure that every single variable is perfect. And again, to a lot of people, you know, it will sound extreme, like, why do you need to be so regimented in off season? Why do you need this? Why do you need that? We have big goals. We know where she needs to be, and we both know what we need to do to reach those goals. And unfortunately, that doesn't leave room for much balance. That doesn't leave room to, you know, be able to fuck around and, you know, miss meals here and there, or, you know, fit your macros in. That's just not what a professional athlete does. That is not what you do when you truly want to progress and you truly want to level up. Your actions have to reflect your goals, and my actions, Meg's actions, have reflected our goals, and as you can see, that with progression. So how did we manage to do this with Meg? We pretty much pushed her training volume and food to the maximum during the off-season. And the second we started prep, pulled her food back, her recovery actually improved. So it took a lot of pressure and stress away from eating all those calories, and her body actually started to function better. Her actual digestion improved slightly more. It was always great anyway, but you know, the little bloating that she had, which is obviously part of the parcel of off season, that actually went. So the second she started to lower food, she actually got a little bit stronger, a little bit fitter, because again, the nutrition uptake was probably better. So, you know, the second we did that, we was able to progress again. But in order to be able to do something like this, you have to push to that edge. If you don't reach that edge where you cannot physically go any longer, or any harder, or eat any more, it's not going to be quite successful. So we pretty much took the approach of making sure that we cut the calories and be a lot more aggressive with the cut out of the gate when we started prep. And that actually allowed us to really step forward over the next 5-6 weeks. And her body weight actually didn't change an awful lot. However, her performance every single week was skyrocketing. So she was getting a hell of a lot stronger whilst standardizing her form, whilst still improving her form, and being mindful of the training volume that she can actually handle and she can actually progress with. So that was the biggest game changer for us, is making sure that she can still progress in the gym. And that's what's allowed us to get leaner and grow at the same time. And the biggest thing as well that we managed to do is just take a week-long diet break, which every single day, as soon as we bumped the calories back up, again, performance was skyrocketing again after, you know, after that initial push. And it's actually totally transformed her physique. She's a lot fuller and a lot leaner again, which puts her in a perfect position now for us to drop the hammer from today back into a deficit, back to getting lean in, you know, the actual pursuit of getting back on stage in 13 weeks time for Meg, and for me in 10 weeks time. So there's two types of bodybuilders, and generally you can guess which one makes most progress. There's the lazy type bodybuilder that just opts for getting the macros in, you know, getting the meals in whenever, going to bed at whatever time, you know, just kind of rolling with it. I was the lazy type of bodybuilder back in the day, and you know, yeah, I progressed, yeah, I did well, but was it the most optimal? Absolutely not. It wasn't whatsoever. I was just lazy, I lacked discipline, and I was a bit of a child back then, so, you know, I'll be the first one to admit that, because like I said, I do like to share a lot of my mistakes with you that I have made in the past. The second type of bodybuilder that a lot of people would say is probably too regimented in off season and too on it. You know, a lot of people like to say that, like, you know, I like to be relaxed in off season because, you know, when prep comes, that's when I flip the switch. You flip the switch when you go into deficit. You flip the switch when arguably you're going to grow very little muscle compared to off season. Where is the logic in that? None. So the second type of bodybuilder is a bodybuilder that is regimented, disciplined year round, and some people would say OCD with making sure that the structure and the daily schedule is perfect to accommodate, you know, their adherence and to accommodate the performance and base everything around the lifestyle of bodybuilding. That is, you know, the kind of type of bodybuilder that I have grown into over the years, and that is where I feel the best, that is where I progress the best, and that is where I have no doubts of putting everything into this sport and making sure that I progress across all areas in life, not just bodybuilding, but in business. With the discipline being so high and being so regimented, it allows me to progress in all areas of life because I'm just so much more productive. And most importantly, I have got full control of what I do with my day. So that control allows me for more freedom because I know what I can do, I know how much work I can put in, and I know what I'm capable of at that given day. And you know, the recovery benefits from that as well are massive. So don't undervalue the importance of structure and routine, guys. It's everything when it comes to bodybuilding. And you always know who, you know, takes it seriously, who doesn't. You know, and it's okay if you're not quite there yet. Try and build yourself up to it. And you know, being the discipline side of bodybuilder doesn't mean that you don't have fun. It doesn't mean that you don't eat out. It simply means that you have the discipline to your day to take everything off with perfection. So meals out, that's something that you can do. Holidays, like, none of that is stopping you. It's just the case of making sure that you're doing better from a routine standpoint and doing better as a more disciplined athlete. Which, keyword, you know, we are athletes, so act like one. Don't act like a part-timer, be an athlete. Oh yeah, it's bad. I'll see you later, have a good one. See you later, Roy. It's Meg's granddad. He's a top lad. Yeah, he's got some stories, like, first time I ever met him, sat down and, like, I think it was her brother's wedding reception thing. His brother got married abroad. Sat down, sat next to him, and I'll fight any man. That's the first thing he said, I'll fight any man. I'm like, oh, what a guy. Proper legend though. Everyone knows him around here. He was gamekeeper, so he was shooting all the time. Proper old boy. But yeah, legend, such a gent. Like, you'll never hear him like out of turn or, you know, very respectful, but very firm as well. Hey up. Oh God. That's prep rain, that. The first signs. Oh, I thought I'd left my work phone on the walk somewhere. I'll put it on the side. So I will be making some adjustments just to make sure we can obviously drive things forward and get things done, especially in particular if you are getting hungry around bedtime so much. I love my prawns. Plenty of variety in the diet as always. Season them a little bit. I like to pretty much make fried rice. Delicious. I'm not really that hungry yet. You know, the hunger has only just started to creep in, but I am just going through a phase where fatigue is definitely creeping in a little bit now. So the hunger will actually creep in a little bit more as I get fresh. I'm going to actually put 2 grams of salt, 2 grams of salt on every single meal. Make the rice nice and crispy. I like bodybuilding's version of Gordon Ramsay without all the swearing. Fucking candy. So, game changer. A little bit of salsa from our prep kitchen. Got some Celine Dion. Celine Dion. All by my side. As you can see, Meg's having a proper bodybuilding meal. Some gluten-free Rice Krispies. Whey. That's lovely. Z pre-workout meal going down. Absolutely fantastic. If it's a leg day, sometimes I like to have a portion of prepare with a tiny bit of dial in, just to take edge off. But for some reason this tub's actually gone a little bit clumpy, so I'm going to get a fresh one out and give Edward this one to try.
Cheers.
There you go, lad. Don't get too big.
I do enough I get a t-shirt.
Fucking no. I'm expecting a PayPal. You've got a PayPal.
You can get fucked.
£13 you owe me. Progress drive.
How long are you going to make that joke for?
I wish we moved here. We are currently at Progress Drive. Just imagine the amount of progress we'd make if we lived at Progress Drive. It's just constant progress.
Oh.
What is it, Meg? Mark, where do you live?
Where do I live?
Yeah.
Day one, it's round the front so you can't see it.
No. What's the street name? What's the street name?
Progress Drive. What's so funny?
Did you move here to make loads of progress? Ah, Mark.
That's typical, isn't it?
Why did you move here?
Do you know, I didn't even think of that. That's why I moved
Progress at all costs. Add a little bit of prepare, like a quarter of a scoop of dial in. Yeah, I'll go for a piss down there. In fact, no. Yeah, I'm going to piss myself in a minute. Don't video this. So, a little bit of different mobility work before legs and before the upper body. Again, it's preparation, so we like to call them preparatory movements before actual work. I'm going to work with 5, up to 1. Do you want to work? Me? Sure? Let's go. Leave it. Yep. Fucking hell. Ah. Come on. Yep. Go. Let's go. Go over back and look at that. Heels all the way. Let's go. Go over. Here we go. Go. Make it. Yes. Good. Go. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. No way. Come on. That's the oh! Why we do 4 sets here. It's simple. We're not going to repeat another leg curl just for sake of doing a leg curl. The beauty of having Prime, you can select the resistance profile. So again here, first 2 sets working with mid to shorten range, making the load heavier as you get the muscle short, so as you come to contraction. Last 2 mid to lengthen range, which is setting 5, making it slightly heavier as you come to a stretch, which in hindsight your muscle is always stronger in the stretch, so it makes sense to get it fatigued whilst it's strong in the shorten range, and then hit it to tick off with in the lengthen range. Come on! Let's go! Easy, come on! Hey! Yeah. Your boarding back. Best control, come everyone. I've always been against super tight knee sleeves, but SPD have actually sent me some 5mm, which are not the thick ones on the 5mm super thin. They're actually excellent. They don't add any support, but they just give the warmth that I need to keep my knees nice and healthy. Last year in prep, I couldn't actually train my legs for 5 weeks. I was actually injured my knee, so I'm not making the same mistake again this year. nailed it, nailed it. Let's go. Switch it on. Yep, there we go. Good. Take it. Yep. Take one more. Take one more. Let's go. You have this is easy. This is easy. This is easy. Take it. Hold. Yep. Perfect. And a side pause. The drive, yes. Perfect, mate. Yes. Brace hard. Go, mate. There we go. Here we go. Take it. Come on, mate. Be aggressive. Yes. That's the one. Yep. Yep. Oh. Take it again. Come on. Right. Perfect. Yeah. Stay down. I'll be aggressive. Yes. Sir. Yes. Sir. Come on. Yep. Sir. Come on. There for. Sir. Good. Yes. Sir. Come on, come on. Let's go. Good. Yes. Hey, 3 more. Come on. There's 1. Yep. Come on. Let's go. And aggression. Yes. Take it. Take it. Come on. Let's go. Let's do 1. Everything. Yes. So back. Yep. Come on. Come on. Perfect.
Oh, I didn't want to come in your fingers there.
You want to set? Focus. Come on. There's 1.
Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. Wipe down, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Look easy. Let's go. Yep. Here we go. Don't use it yet. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Never use it. Come on. Switch it on. Here we go. Yes. Take it. Oh, don't fucking rush it. Don't back. Yeah. So as I mentioned in the last video, obviously we have a new training setup made. Obviously getting some help from programming from Nick Lough, someone that I definitely respect a lot, and the volume allocation is based around my leg days having indirectly less volume but directly still the same amount, which just means that we'll stick to either a leg press or a pendulum as our main compound movement, just doing an extra set on there instead of splitting it up. So basically you get less feeder sets, more accurate sets with more energy, which has worked out pretty well. It's definitely a lot different to a normal setup where I'd normally do, 7-8 exercises on a leg day. And to me, I think definitely feels better. For some people it doesn't, but for me individually, it definitely works pretty well. So trial and error, guys. If you like it, stick to it. If it works for you, it does. If it doesn't, change. Adapt your training if it works for you, always. That's the progression's done. single leg RDL. Biggest reason, limit lower exposure, and when it's single leg, it's almost like an isolation movement. They don't look hard, but trust me, they feel unbelievable. So my legs, my hamstrings, totally trashed. And we're about to do the hardest set of the session, which is 50 steps of walking lunges. Time to fucking die.
Instead of splitting them every 3 or 4 days apart, hammer them once, give them 7 day recovery.
With squat deadlift, don't forget, there's a lot more rest here on the spine.
That's why I've swapped it.
Yeah, so it's a very similar movement to a squat, where the moment arm takes your weight from loading on your spine really, as much as you would a conventional deadlift. Do you know what I mean? So I would probably program it both in on the same day, just get it trashed, and then spend all your time recovering, and I bet you any money, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Love it. Reason why I love this gym so much as well. You don't just get bodybuilders here. You get powerlifters, you get strongmen. For me, any strength sport, I absolutely fucking love it. I love powerlifters, I love watching it, I love being around it. It's motivating on so many levels. Like, no disrespect to anyone, but this gym has seen the most elite powerlifters walk through the door and compete here, train here on a daily basis. No other gym has that in the country. You know, other gyms have like a single powerlifter here and there. Here, we have like probably top 15 powerlifters in the country train here. Just fucking amazing. That's why I love this place so much. And people forget when I opened this gym in 2017, January 9th, 8 AM. I literally spent all my days here. Like, I've never been away from this place longer than like 4 or 5 days. Like, when I'm away, like competing, whatever, I do genuinely miss it. And that's kind of fucking weird. Like, 2021 now, it's been some years, you know. It's nearly 5 years. It's gonna be 5 years in January since it's been open. You know, I miss it just as much as I do when I opened from day one. So, you know, I fucking love it. Get it. Hey. Off. No, down. Right, sit. Caesar, sit. Good boy. Get it. All right. Sit. I'm gonna get it in. Sit. No. Sit. Sit. Blackjack9 UK, I think, on Instagram. The dog trainer has actually been helping me with training them both. It's really, really good actually. So we will actually get some footage from our next session with him. So I'll get that arranged, and then you can see what I've been doing with the doggies as well. Come on then. Oh yeah. Sit. 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 Meg, could you get over one as well? Watch this. Watch this. As soon as she sees it, that he's got it, she'll want it. Get yours, you've got your own. Sit. 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 Tina. Tina. So with my food portions, obviously the biggest mistake people do in prep is start adding all sorts of food into the food. Keep it consistent. So I literally add no more into my food than I was doing off season. So all these variables remain consistent. So you have to be as consistent as you can with every variable to manage energy balance, which is obviously calories in, calories out, which is, you know, very basic, but even a lot of coaches seem to forget these days basic principles of energy balance. Understandably, to drop body fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, so you have to eat less and move more. It's just as simple as that. Yet again, you know, we see people kind of trying to defy the physics. That's simply because when you actually are in a true calorie deficit, you will want to do everything in your power. Well, not want to do, but subconsciously your body will want to do everything in its power to get out of that deficit, whether it's staying seated for longer and not moving around as you would normally, you know, it will do that. So if you are not tracking simple variables like your steps, naturally in prep, as your energy gets less, you will move less, believe me. So the basic principles that I would advise anyone trying to lose weight, beginner and even some people that are top class that often overlook simple variables, is track all your expenditure, track everything, even the foods that you're putting in. Don't start adding extra foods, like even peas, etc. They do have calories in them. Like nothing you eat is calorie free, so you have to be mindful of that and not just add the food because you're hungry. Like, you are going to be hungry. That doesn't mean you add extra calories. Naturally, you add extra calories, you will get out of a deficit. If you're not in a deficit, you're not going to get any leaner. So, you know, pay attention to these variables, be accountable, and just do not dismiss simple physics, and do not dismiss, you know, simple energy balance. So, if you want to lose weight, eat less, move more. Accept you are going to get hungry, and accept that, you know, for a majority of prep, it's not going to change. So adding extra food to fill you up, it's probably going to throw the energy balance off. So not an ideal approach. Keep everything standardized and keep everything as consistent as you can, especially when it comes to variables of obviously eating, drinking, and moving. That way, you will be far more accurate with your progress as well. So what I'll do now, guys, is I'll drop my PayPal link in, you know, down there, so you can transfer over some money for the free tips. Just kidding. Instead, like and subscribe and share my video. That will do the job. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you to my man Ed for putting his work in, videoing, putting the extra effort in. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully a lot more content soon. I will probably get, the next time we film, I will probably get our session in with the dogs, with Ross, the trainer. Again, for me, I love them both, and if you want to develop a better bond with your dogs, then I definitely highly recommend someone like Ross to help you with basic training. And the plan with both of these little terrors is to actually get them at really good high level with obedience, and then once we've nailed that down, obviously a lot of work to go yet with that. Once we've nailed that down, we will go into protection work as well, as that's what actually Ross does. He does a lot of protection work and obedience, so I'm definitely looking forward to digging in with that with both of them, as they both do have a good predisposition to do so. So yeah, thank you guys, take care and peace.